Symphonic Distribution presents Next Up, a show about hip-hop culture, music, and art with DJ Sandman.
Next up, I believe that's me. Next up, I believe that's me. Next up, I believe that's me. Next up, I believe that's me.
And now, your host, DJ Sandman.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Next Up, powered by Symphonic Distribution. I'm your host, DJ Sandman. Happy to be here with you. And look, I got a very, very special guest joining us in the studio tonight. All right. And this cat, he goes hard, man. He's been grinding, doing this thing for a long time. And what I love him, it's all in the name, right? Because he's going to make it no matter what. DJ Winn, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for my man, DJ Winn.
What's happening,
Yo,
man?
Winn, what's going on? I'm good, man. I'm good, Winn. That's what I'm saying, though. You know, like, I don't know how you got your name, DJ Winn, but in everything you do, I just kind of assume that's like, you know, that's your heart that you're going to win. You know what I mean? The way I've been watching your whole career, I'm thinking that's where it came from.
Oh, yeah. Right? It's really half my name.
It's really half your name?
Really
so it even fits you better, man. It even fits you better, right? But welcome to Next Up, man. I appreciate you being here and joining us on the new podcast. And I just wanted to introduce everybody to you. You got a new project out. You've been doing your thing forever. You've been breaking records. You've been putting artists on. You've been touring. You do the clubs. You do mixtapes. You do it all, man. And you rep. I know you're originally from New York, right? Upstate New York.
Yeah,
right. But your heart and your music, that's all St. Pete, Florida, man. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I've been down here for like 30 years. So
30 years. Okay. What made you move? What brought you down to St. Pete, man, from New York?
First of all, I want to say I would appreciate you having me on.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you.
My mom brought me down here. My mom brought us down here, and that's pretty much how we ended up down here.
And I watched your documentary, because you do got a documentary out, the DJ Winn documentary. I suggest everyone make sure y'all check that. And I did see that you moved down here from New York, but when you was in New York, you kind of caught that music buzz. You know, I heard you was rocking that Phil Collins. You was rocking some of your first tapes, Phil Collins and the Beastie Boys.
Yeah. When I was a kid,
right, when you was young.
Yeah. My mom had got us a little boom box, got me a little boom box, and that was like the first cassette was the Beastie Boys, Phil Collins, and then it came Run DMC. You know what I mean? Being from up north, you know what I mean? And then when I moved to Florida when I was like 10, when I got put on to like Two Live Crew and all the down south, stuff
right.
like that,
Right. I grew up down here, man, so I know, the down south movement. I listened to the New York movement and everything that was coming down here. So I'm with you. I was rocking Beastie Boys and I was rocking Two Live Crew as well, man, both of them. You know what I mean? But I'm glad you came down to St. Pete, because when you got down here, you was into the music heavy. What made you take that path to be a DJ, man?
Oh, I just actually when I moved down here, I started listening to Jam Pony. So when I listened to Jam Pony, Slick Vic, them, I just fell in love with that style of DJing and talking on the mic and stuff. And I just picked it up and fell in love with it. And that part came natural to me. And then
I got you.
From that to doing like little house parties and stuff. And then it went from that to making mixtapes and then actually trying to learn how to mix and blend music. And,
Okay. So Jam Pony was pretty much a real big influence on you then when you came down here.
Probably the main influence of me even wanting to really even be a DJ.
Yeah. And you know what? I remember the first time I met you, you did tell me that. You told me that you was, down with JPE. You was a big fan. You kind of rocked and I know you was regulating the mic too at one time. I think I met you in St. Pete. I was trying to remember where I first met you. I think it was at a record store in St. Pete, like on MLK and 22nd. There was a record store down there that I used to go cop records, sell mixtapes out of. I think that's where I first ran into you.
Yeah, yeah.
I could be wrong, but I remember talking to you and you telling me about your influence of Jamponi Express.
Yeah, it was definitely a record shop down there. It's crazy. Jam-A-Lot.
Yeah, Jam-A-Lot. Yep.
Yeah, on 18th and 22nd, right there in between. Yeah. But yeah, I came up. God bless the dead. Big Money said, man, him and A-Ski from Tampa. Like, I remember being like 16 years old and running into them at a McDonald's and like just being like, be down. Like, you know what I mean? I love this record mic stuff and you know what I mean? That was my early experiences of just really, you know what I mean, wanting to do the DJ thing. And I was, by that time I was already doing little house parties and stuff. And when I was 18, I ended up getting my first club job. And then it kind of just sense, you know.
And it just went from there. Cause I know I saw your name moving in the city, man. You know, the clubs, the mixtapes, you was regulating the mics too.
I feel like, see, people think like we like just came overnight. Like that, I don't think people realize the hard work that we put in to become what we are even to this day. Like I like people didn't believe in me. They're like, who is this kid that just keeps working hard and keeps wanting to, you know what I mean? It was
right.
I turned, I don't want to say haters, but I turned non-believers into fans. You know. And so I like worked so hard. I made people support me who necessarily didn't want to support me. They were like, who is this kid that won't stop? And he just keeps going and going. And it's like, from that, you know what? We're just going to start supporting them. And that's kind of how I kind of got cool with everybody. At first, like, nobody really accepted me like that. You know what I mean? In the area and doing in the business too, you know? It's like you got to prove yourself, you know what I mean? Which is respected, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point, man. And that's why I thought when I first saw the name DJ Winn, because you're gonna win no matter what. You know, that's what I thought you was going hard on that. But I love that attitude that you had, and how you grind and you stay. You know, if no one's believing in you, you believe in yourself. So you're still putting yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you get that love back. When you give that love and put yourself out there, you're gonna eventually get it back, man.
You almost have to, you know, you have to believe in yourself, you know, because, you know, and that's cool that some people don't believe in you. That's just, you got to use that as motivation to make people, you know what I'm saying, believe in you, and you just work hard. And I always tell people, like, find your own niche, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always just find my own niche. I love Jamponi, and I did the Jamponi thing, but I just always thought outside of the box when I used to do the mix DVDs. And the way I would host the mixtapes and just a different way I branded myself as a DJ, you know what I'm saying? And I always tell other people, like, create a brand for yourself, you know what I mean? To stand on your own too, you know what I mean? Not just with
that helps you stand out, man, and makes people take notice. And one of the big things that I love about you and your grind is talking about being a DJ and like getting your own lane is you a real big record breaker, man. That was like a real big thing with you. You know, you had passion for the artist, passion for the music, and you wanted to break these records as a DJ.
Yeah, I just really like seeing people win. You know what I'm saying? Like, what more better feeling is it just seeing somebody come from nothing,
right?
Artists, and you stand behind them and you build a relationship with them and you see them grow and you see them become something. You know what I mean? It's an amazing feeling to see people do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
man. I love to do that, and then, you know, that's a good way into the music business, like doing that. You know what I'm saying? You build your relationships that way. Be authentic. And then I love doing it. Like I said, at the bottom line, passion. You know what I mean?
Right. Talk about a few of the records that you know that you stood behind and helped make an impact.
Yeah, definitely Young Jock going down. Down.
And that turned out to be a giant record. So you was one of the first down here. He was one of the first on here pushing it. I feel you.
Yeah, DJ Walk It Out.
Right.
Around the same time there. Racks on Racks.
Yeah.
Some YFN Lucci, some Dolph. You know, some of everybody. I just was one of them people that just looked for records that I believed in, and I just knew, because that's one thing I feel like God blessed me with was ear to hear hit records.
Right, right.
Always had that knack for like this. I know this is gonna do something. You know what I mean? And then just standing behind it when nobody would believe in it. You know what I mean? I would just like I knew about it and I believed in it that much that I would stand behind it. You know,
you stand behind it, right? And one thing about breaking records is I've heard you say it is you can't just play the record one time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there's a difference between some DJs. You know, you'll play the record and support it, but you get behind it and you play it every time you out on every mixtape. If you're on the radio, every time you're on a mix, and you really get behind it and give it that cosign. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I loved about you, that you do that with a record. You know, you don't just play it one time and then keep it moving. You get behind it and push it out.
Yeah, and you just the way you just said it was the best way. Co-signing the artist, co-signing the record. That's what DJs do.
Right.
Yeah, that's the key to it. You know what I mean? Just you got to stand behind it 100%, and then talk to other DJs and say, hey man, what most DJs is working with something they believe in too. You know what I mean? And most DJs have good ears for what hit records are. So it's having the conversations and building relationships with DJ to me is like a brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like calling hey man, what you working with? How can I support what you got going on? This record I believe in, and them are the conversations I feel like DJs should have with each other.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's definitely true. We definitely need to keep that network going, man. Because I've helped break records. I know you've been breaking records, but it is a real good network to see what other DJs are working with. Because you might be breaking a record that I'm not even onto yet, but I'm gonna hear you and I'm a fan. I'm gonna get behind it as well. You know?
Right.
So but after that, so look, you were doing the clubs, you were doing the mixtapes, and then I saw that you actually hit the road and was touring for a little while. You were going city to city, all around, everywhere, man. I saw you moving everywhere. Talk about that a little bit.
The first time I was touring before I got with Coast to Coast, just real quick, like I kind of put a tour together myself. Like,
okay,
I had a DVD out called On the Grind DVD, and it basically was just showing all the work I was putting it in. So I was like, I'm gonna put together a 2-week tour, traveling across the country, and putting out my product to spread my brand off my own dollar. You get what I'm saying? So because I was was trying to figure out how to spread myself. You know what I mean? This before Instagram. This really even before Facebook was big. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing this type of stuff. And then, I think that tour alone helped me because at first I was like, man, I'm putting all this work in, and I didn't see no immediate reaction. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And the thing is, when you're out here working hard, you're not always going to get an immediate reaction. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to keep pushing and keep faith that work you're putting in is going to pay off. And it did. You know what I'm saying? And that turned into all the other stuff, me touring with Coast to Coast for a year. You know what I mean? On the road 2 weeks, off the road 2 weeks. You know, It was tough work, but I loved it. That's what built my network.
Yeah. Going to every other cities and meeting people.
Oh, meeting with the DJs.
Meeting the DJs, breaking records.
Exactly, meeting program directors, stuff like that. My thing is, my biggest thing personally, I always kept a good network with DJs, and I would support other DJs. You know what I mean? Like back when CDs was heavy, I would press CDs up and give the DJs here goes 100 mixtapes or whatever, just because I like to see other people come up. You know what I mean? I was never one of them people that was scared to show my blueprint. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll give you the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you just gotta have the heart. They gotta have the heart to run with that game.
Exactly.
I understand that, man, 100%. I understand that 100%.
Exactly, and that's
because other people say, yo, how do you do this? How you do that? How you get here? How you get here? And I tell them, I just love what I do. You know what I mean? I love what I do, and I just do it. You know what I mean?
And like you said, it starts in your heart, man. You gotta have the heart. It. We could give the blueprint to everybody, but you got to have the will to win, the courage, grind, determination, everything in you to say, I'm going to make this happen.
Right. Yeah.
And that's just what I've always been good at. So I've never been scared to give game, and I'm always ahead of the curve too. I'm always learning. Information is the key, especially this day and age. If you're not learning, even to do the interview how we're doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not learning, then you can't grow. You know what I mean? And you
man. Yeah, you got it. You got to stay on top and just keep grinding. It's something in the heart, man. Because I love the music and I love the grind, and I'm not gonna let anyone tell me I can't do something, or try to close one door. They might try to shut the door on me, but I'm still kicking the door down, or I'm on I'm on the door on the next block or the next house. You know what I mean? Still doing my thing, no matter what.
You've been able to do that for decades.
Yeah, man. It's been a blessing. It's been a blessing.
And recreate yourself and everything you're saying, man. And I salute you for that, man. For real.
Hey, thank you, man. I salute you because I see your grind is the same way. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
From when I first met you to I saw your name moving and I saw you touring. I saw you breaking these records. I saw you working with artists. And then now, we're in 2020 going to 2021 and you just dropped a brand new project, man. A brand new album called Slim Chance. So I want to get into that real quick, man.
Yeah.
Because go ahead.
It's something I wanted to do for a long time. You know what I mean? And like I tell everybody else, is everything. You can have in your mind, you can have something that you want to do, and sometimes it ain't the right time to put it in play. But I kept going together, and it's just it's the next phase to my career. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to start putting out records. You know what I mean? I want to start eating off streams. I want to start doing that. So that's what I did. I was able to reach out to some dope producers. You know, I had them produce beats, but I was definitely in the studio, A&R, making sure that this person with this person to make sure that everything, just make sure the beat was put together correctly. You know what I'm saying? With the producers and just working with a bunch of talented individuals, some that's been around a long time, like Tom G and Mook. And then you got people like Jimbo World and Meal Ticket and C-Bane, all these people just coming up. So I just kind of wanted to just work with them and really work with the people who believe in me.
Right.
So, I put it together, a slim chance, you know what I mean? I feel like at times in my life, I feel like it was a slim chance for me just to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chance just to put the album out. I grew up in a foster home. My foster brother I grew up with, really like a blood brother to me. You know what I'm saying? He OD'd. That was his nickname. We called him Slim Chance. So it's like it has a lot of meanings to the Slim Chance. When you look at the artwork cover and you see this, like it almost looks like tattoos in my face. But like when my mom got murdered, that I was in the courtroom looking at the dude who murdered my mom, and that's on part of that cover. That's
part of the cover.
That's part of his picture. People don't know that. You know, they probably just is that, but it's meaning to everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel
that's deep, man. That's all that's from your heart, man. From the album title to the cover,
exactly.
To the music,
exactly. Yeah, and I wanted to put real songs together, and I feel like I accomplished what I set out to do, and I'm just working. I mean, I'm going to continue by the grace of God, as long as I'm able to wake up every day and function and can hear and do music. I'm going to keep pushing.
That's a beautiful thing, man. And speaking of the album, I listened to it. I've been vibing with it, man. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a lot of the records. And one thing that I loved about it is how you said you were in the studio working with all the artists, but on a lot of the tracks, the beginnings, you're dropping lots of inspirational game on people, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I love that you do that. I love that you do that. You're not just shouting out your name, DJ Winn. You're giving people motivation. You know what I mean?
That was my goal coming into it too. Like I did say DJ Winn on a few of the records, but my main goal going in there was not to do that. I wanted to be part of the song.
Well, now you can still do that, but being part of the song and dropping that other
the song to where people and it's crazy because the River record I did with Struggle Jennings and Hard Target. That intro, man, like so many people are reciting that intro, and I don't name it once. I just give good motivation in it, man.
Yeah,
me that's
man. That's what I liked about that. That's one of the things I loved about the album is that the songs, the titles, but but you know, your commentary, what you did on them, is that motivation talk, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. Like I really appreciate it, man. It was a lot of work to put it together. I ain't gonna say it wasn't easy. I can tell you that.
Right, right. But you kicked it off. You kicked it off beautiful, man. And then you know, I love that legendary track with Gasface 1600. Yeah, yeah, that's one of my favorite joints. The River with Hard Target. Yo, and that Menace joint.
Oh, the Menace go crazy, man. Shout out to Sixco from Melbourne. He on the hook.
Yeah, he's from Melbourne.
He's from Melbourne, Florida. Yeah, he on the hook of the verse, and then Slugger from Wick City.
And Slugger from Wick City. That record's beautiful, man. You got a lot. You put a real good project together. I just definitely wanted to tell you that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. It means a lot, man.
Definitely, man. So and you know, I'm trying to help break some of those records. You know, just like you break records, we're trying to help break your stuff out here, man. And I know it's not going to stop after that. Well, first of all, the album is out right now, Slim Chance. It's on all streaming platforms, right? They can download, you can stream it. Yeah, that's out right now. So
everywhere.
Okay, and I know this isn't it. After this, I already heard that you already in the studio working on a follow-up, man.
Yes, sir. I'm like 6 songs in, man. You know, I was gonna follow the trend and do a deluxe because that's kind of what everybody's doing. But then I decided not to. I'm gonna just come out with a whole nother project.
Okay.
And I'm working on something else too, like another project. I'm working on something that's different. It's gonna be different for me, man, and it's something I really want to do. I had a little meeting last night, man, and I think it's gonna be a great outcome, man. But I keep everybody posted on how that's gonna go. But I got more than one project coming, that's for sure.
Okay, I'm definitely looking forward to that next one, man. For real. And the Slim, let me go back to the Slim Chance though. You did drop a couple videos off of that. What's going on with that?
I dropped Menace first.
Okay.
Turned around and dropped the one with a Hard Target and the River one with Hard Target them. And the reason why I did that is because the River one is a different demographic, a different fan base. So I dropped that for that to attract that fan base, and then I dropped one for my my type of fan base. You know what I mean? And I wanted to just do something a little different and diverse. And I think not necessarily on the next project, but I think I'm gonna explore that genre a little more. You know what I mean?
Okay. You did it well, man. You did it well. Definitely a beautiful record, man. Inspirational as well. And shout out to Hard Target because he does his thing, man. He's moving.
He's a beast, man. He's a good dude, man. Like one of the most humble people I've ever met in the music game, man. Honestly, man. Real stand-up dude.
I agree.
Struggle the same way, man. Real stand-up dude, man. And I'm actually dropping the 3rd video this Saturday. I'm dropping it with Hedda Marie and Marcy White. It's the only female record I got on there, man. But it's a dope record. The video was fun to shoot. It didn't plan how I originally wanted it to go plan, but the way we end up shooting it, I had a blast shooting it. And had fun. So that's all that counts, man. It's a dope video. It'll be fun. It's gonna be something different.
Well, I'm looking forward to checking that out, man. Is that the one where I saw you were dressed up as like you was working at a Foot Locker? Oh, that was a different video.
No, that's it. That's the one.
Okay. I saw some sneak peeks.
I was like the referee ring. You know.
Okay. I got you.
See, originally we came up with the idea we were gonna put a boxing ring in the middle of a junkyard. Like actual salvage junkyard. You know what I mean? The junkyard that I was trying to get, it just fell through at the last minute. They talk about insurance and all this from people, for putting the ring in there. And then the people who had the ring, they was like, man, we don't know if we want to bring the ring out today because it's gonna rain. So I just had to go and rent this place where they already had one in there. So we just made it work, man. Like I said, it was fun to shoot, man. So I had a blast.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that, man. And definitely looking forward to the next project. But I do got this one on blast, man. And I'm gonna push these records, especially that Legendary and that Menace, man.
Appreciate that, man.
Real.
Support, man. For real.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna go ahead and jump off. I'm gonna run your record on the show right now. And before we go though, I want to know if you got any shout outs, any motivational game to give, because that's what you're good at, man. I know it.
Yeah, man. I mean, just keep pushing, man. You know, sometimes you could doubt yourself. Sometimes, you know, some people, you might feel like people don't believe in you, man. But at the end of the day, you just got to keep pushing and never quit, man. Never stop chasing your dreams. Never let nobody tell you that you can't do something. You know what I'm saying? You got to just keep pushing. And for all shout outs, man, I just want to thank God first. You know what I mean? For me being here. And I want to thank everybody who was part of my album, all the producers, all the artists, just everybody who supports me on a regular basis, man. And I want to thank you, Sandman. Thank you for everything, man. And I appreciate you, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you back, Winn. Always love, man. You're always welcome to come back to Next Up, chop it up. Again, I love the movement. I love the motivation, and I love that you winning and you're not stopping. You know what I'm saying? No one's gonna shut that door. And if they do, you know, we're kicking it right back down. You got that same grind like that I have. You know what I mean? And I love it. I love it.
And I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. And I'll holler at you real soon, Winn. All right. All right. Peace.
Yeah.